right now on 5 on your side at 10.
A shelter shakeup in St. Louis County giving volunteers pause.
I'm concerned what that process will be and the timing.
Tonight, the concerns over animal care.
Midweek showers, when the rain chances peak tomorrow, and what you need to do before heading out in the morning.
Our top story, paying more to keep the water flowing.
We have no other choice when it comes to water. Well, they're a monopoly on the water. So.
Tonight, response from customers who say their monthly budgets are tapped out. Missouri American Water is looking to raise its rates again. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. Tonight, the public got their chance to voice their concerns to the utility in a meeting that just wrapped up about 2 hours ago. Laura Barcheski was there.
The last rate increase Missouri American Water customers saw was in May of 2023, where the average customer's bill went up about $18 per month. Now the company is asking for another $18 a month. That's another $11 for the monthly charge and about $7 extra for the amount used. Customers tell me they're surprised by the timing and tired of being asked for more money.
I don't think this soon is acceptable. I think maybe, say it was 2 years from now, maybe it'd be acceptable.
I think I speak for thousands upon thousands of people. We're sick of it.
The president of Missouri American Water says they've already invested close to $1.5 billion in infrastructure improvements. Christy Barnhart, who's with the utility, says this rate adjustment is to get some of that money back.
Specific to St. Louis County, we've already replaced almost 450,000 feet of water main. We're going to have an additional 16,000 finished by May of 2025.
James Garner says he doesn't think it should be the customer's responsibility to pay for these projects.
Like General Motors or AT&T, they don't ask the customers first. Well, yeah, we want to do this, so we need your money. So I think they should either go to investors, find some way to raise money through the loans or investors instead of coming to the customers.
Others say the last increase was already too much.
We're on a fixed income. I can't go back and say, oh, I spent too much, I need more money.
Barnhart says affordability is a huge part of the decision made by the Missouri Public Service Commission.
I will add that we have looked at implementing a special rate for low-income customers. Ultimately, whether or not we get that will be determined by the commission as well.
Reporting in St. Louis County, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Any rate change approved by the Missouri Public Service Commission would go into effect for customers in May or early June. And if you couldn't make it tonight, you can submit public comments online. We have a link on KSDK.com. Good news tonight for Spire customers. It's going to cost less to heat your home this winter. Starting Friday, customers in eastern Missouri could see a nearly $16 drop in their monthly bill. The gas company says the State Public Service Commission approved the decrease to reflect lower natural gas prices and deferred costs from a winter storm in 2021.
You may want to crank up that heat tonight. Temperatures are dropping into the 40s. So let's send it over to Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, who's tracking rain that will impact your Wednesday. Right, Scott?
We do have some showers on the way for tomorrow. It's not going to be a widespread washout for tomorrow, but you'll definitely want to take along that umbrella. We've been watching those high thin clouds rolling in. So temperatures in the metro are still mostly in the upper 40s, but as soon as you get away from that urban heat island, look at Millstadt down to 42, Troy and Edwardsville at 44 degrees right now. The clouds have been a little thicker to the west. That's why Washington, Missouri at 50 degrees at this moment. It will be cool tomorrow morning, in the 40s out the door. We will be waking up to a fair amount of clouds around the St. Louis area. And from noon until midnight, we will have the chance for some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. No severe weather. So there is a weather impact because we'll have some showers potentially during the evening rush hour for some of us. You'll want to make sure you're taking that umbrella when you head out the door tomorrow morning, and be prepared for a little extra time on the drive home if the rain is in the metro area during the evening rush hour. We'll track more of it for you. Take a look towards the weekend coming up in a few minutes, Mike.
Confusion tonight over who can benefit from extra taxes on marijuana following a Missouri appeals court decision.
The court ruled local governments are not allowed to stack an additional 3% sales tax on pot sold in unincorporated parts of counties. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon explains that decision is not sitting well with leaders in St. Charles County.
Well, Kelly, Mike, I'm just back from sitting down with the county executive who tells me he plans to take his fight to the state Supreme Court. This as marijuana advocates who crafted the law say the court already got it right. When Missouri voters legalized recreational marijuana, it allowed for local governments to benefit not only from sales taxes, but even from an additional 3% tax.
You and I pay taxes on our beer or our bourbon, and people felt like, okay, if you're going to smoke marijuana, you should contribute to the effort here.
County Executive Steve Ellman tells me St. Charles had big plans for the $1.4 million that have come in from marijuana sales. He wants those taxes to fund the additional school resource officers that were brought on from ARPA funds, because that money will eventually run out. Only problem, an appeals judge ruled Tuesday the additional 3% tax that localities can receive does not apply to counties.
Local governments was defined as if it's an incorporated area, the city, town, or village that the dispensary is located in, and if it's an unincorporated area, then the county. So not both. The places that are providing services to those dispensaries in incorporated areas are the cities, towns, or villages where they're located, and they should be the ones that are able to get that tax revenue.
Almost all of the commercial property in the county is in the cities. So those people, there's no, even though they may shop in a city, the extra tax on marijuana goes to the city. None of it goes to their part of the world. And that's what, as a county, that's what we were hoping to, that's the inconsistency here we were hoping would not occur. A lot of other people might not have voted for it.
This has been an ongoing debate ever since the weed sales started pouring in. You can read the judge's ruling for yourself right now on KSDK.com, and we will keep you posted as county leaders continue to fight for a piece of that pie.
Tonight, an injured Ferguson police officer is taking his next steps towards recovery. Officer Travis Brown arrived at a rehab facility in Atlanta about 4 hours ago. And today, hundreds of first responders and community members lined the streets showing their support.
The love that's being shown today, it's unparalleled. You can't get any better than this. I mean, this is truly what our community is built for.
This is tremendous. As we travel down the road, you'll see more. So the support for TJ and our officer is amazing.
Officer Brown suffered a critical brain injury in August during a protest. He recently came out of a months-long coma. Today, doctors discharged him from the hospital, and family, friends, and first responders escorted him to the Spirit of St. Louis Airport, sending him off to a rehab facility. A family spokesperson tells us he's awake, but still not speaking. We're also told he'll have to relearn many things.
He's going to have to learn. He's going to have to fight. But one thing that we know about TJ, he is a fighter, and I promise you, he's going to make his way back.
Brown's family says the rehab facility will do an assessment and see what needs to be done in his healing journey.
A new push tonight from members of St. Louis's Board of Aldermen on how to spend the Rams settlement money. Alderwoman Pam Boyd introduced a new bill that would invest more than $200 million into the city. Over $130 million would go towards neighborhoods in North and Southeast St. Louis, while $100 million would be put into downtown infrastructure. Boyd says the city can't wait any longer for this money.
We have needs that have gone unmet for decades. We can no longer sit back and talk about saving this money for a rainy day. In my community, it's been pouring for decades.
The legislation will be introduced to the full board on Friday. The public can comment one last time on the money's use on Monday at City Hall. A new twist tonight in a battle over picking a new prosecutor in St. Louis County. Last week, the Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey sent a letter claiming Governor Mike Parson gets to pick the replacement for current prosecutor Wesley Bell, who's headed to Congress in January. Today, the county councilor set a response to Bailey, claiming the AG is ignoring part of the state constitution, giving the county the power to pick its own replacement. The state has until Friday to respond.
Tonight, we learned the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office will not file charges against St. Louis rapper Nelly. Maryland Heights police arrested him in August at Hollywood Casino. Police say it was for a failure to appear warrant for driving without insurance. They also claimed he was in possession of ecstasy at the time of his arrest. A spokesperson for Prosecutor Wesley Bell released a statement saying, quote, We don't believe the facts in this case warrant the issuing of charges. The APA made the call for help, and you answered. Now, close to 90 pets have new homes. The shelter was overcrowded. It needed to clear space to care for 2 exotic cats. The Servals were brought to the APA following a crash in North County. One of the cats was critically injured and needed surgery, but later was euthanized after its condition worsened. The other was transported to an animal sanctuary earlier today. Growing concerns tonight over plans by St. Louis County to pause volunteering at that same animal shelter next year.
The health director calls it a temporary move. New tonight, Robert Townsend has reaction from both sides.
Mike and Kelly, volunteers say for years they've played crucial roles in caring for animals at that county shelter. Now they worry that care as the shelter's newly tapped director maps out her vision for that facility. Dale Shooter is the president of St. Louis County Save, a group of volunteers who have supported the St. Louis County Animal Shelter for years. For the past 2 years, Shooter has been a volunteer with the Animal Protective Association of Missouri. Before that, she spent 4 years tending to countless cats and dogs at the county shelter.
I just love spending time with the animals, being able to contribute my time.
Now her concerns about the animals are growing. It's after the St. Louis County Health Department has said in February it plans to temporarily halt volunteering at the county shelter. The health department oversees the shelter.
The volunteers offer a lot of enrichment to the animals. They do a lot of extra things that the staff does not have time to do. Walking the animals, doing the laundry, dishes.
I care about animals. I'm going to make sure that all of our animals are cared for appropriately. So I think people are nervous because it's a change.
Officials say when the APA took over the shelter nearly 2 years ago, staff discovered dogs living in dirty kennels, dogs that could barely walk, and other problems. The nonprofit turned the shelter around.
We learned a lot from APA. We're going to continue a lot of the same measures.
The health director says under her new vision, animal control officers will help with dog walking. County employees will also get a chance to volunteer at the shelter.
I just ask for the continued support and trust from the community and to give us an opportunity to be able to turn the shelter around and to continue the great work that we're doing.
Currently, there are nearly 400 volunteers at the shelter. Cunningham says those people can reapply for the positions next year.
I would definitely reapply.
And right now, the health director tells me she has not said exactly how long volunteering at that animal shelter will be temporarily suspended.
Is your secret ballot a matter of public record? Tonight we verify whether Missouri voter information is for sale. A St. Louis grocer is checking its limits. How Schnucks is reversing course in the self-checkout lane.
Mild weekend. Once we're past tomorrow's system, we have at least a decent start to the upcoming weekend. The weather impact forecast timing out your rain chances in 7 minutes.
Check this out. A home explosion caught on camera. It happened early this morning in a neighborhood near Rochester, New York. The 3 people inside the home survived and are hospitalized tonight. Their conditions are not known. The cause remains under investigation. President-elect Donald Trump is headed back to Washington tomorrow. He'll meet with President Joe Biden at the White House.
Tonight, the second Trump administration is taking shape with more key cabinet selections and his national security team. Mr. Trump is nominating Fox News host and Army veteran Pete Hegseth to serve as his defense secretary. He's also tapped his former director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, to lead the CIA, and South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem to serve as Homeland Security Secretary.
The president-elect also took a step forward tonight in fulfilling a campaign promise for more oversight of federal spending. He is appointing Tesla CEO Elon Musk and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to lead a new Department of Government Efficiency. Musk has said he wants to cut $2 trillion from the federal government, and Ramaswamy has called for mass layoffs at federal agencies.
Who you voted for in the election last week is private, but is whether you voted a public record?
Last night on 5 on Your Side at 10, our Verify team found out, yes, your voting history is public information in Illinois. Tonight, Ann Allred verifies the same thing for Missouri voters.
A 5 on Your Side viewer asked the Verify team, is it true whether you voted or not is public information? Let's verify. Our sources, Jay Ashcroft, Missouri Secretary of State, and the National Conference of State Legislatures. Secretary Ashcroft says anyone can contact his office and get voter data on every registered voter in the state for $35. So what personal information comes with it?
Name, address, your precinct, where your polling places are, and then whether you've participated in elections throughout history.
But in the state of Missouri, local election authorities have 3 months to report voter participation to the Secretary of State. So whether you participated in last week's election won't be available at the state level until February. If you wanted to get that information faster, you can always request it at the local election authority, and some may charge a small fee. We can verify whether you voted or not is public information in the state of Missouri. I'm Ann Allred. 5 on your side.
What would you like for us to verify? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. Schnucks is upping the limit in the self-checkout lane. Back in February, the St. Louis area grocer dropped the limit from 20 items or less to 10 items, claiming it would keep the lines moving and cut down on theft. Now a Schnucks spokesperson tells 5 on your side, after hearing customer feedback, that limit has been increased to 15 items or less.
Tonight, the iconic Anheuser-Busch Flying Eagle is once again flapping its wings and shining bright. Just hours ago, the historic neon sign along I-64 near Grand was relit for the holiday season. The sign was first installed in 1962 and includes more than a mile of neon tubing.
Beautiful sight. Well, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us with the weather impact forecast. We have some rain heading our way, Scott.
We do for tomorrow and especially during the afternoon hours, but it's not going to be a washout. Tonight, we're just watching those clouds streaming in out of Oklahoma, sliding across the bi-state region. It's high cloud cover that we're looking at right now. We've dropped back into the 40s, even in town, upper 40s. But some of our cooler outlying areas already flirting with that 40-degree mark down in DeSoto right now. Farmington's 44. It's 46 over in Mount Vernon. Arnold, or make that Alton right now at 46 degrees. So 49 at Lambert, dew point's 38. Because we have the clouds rolling in, even though they're high clouds, that will kind of put a lid on just how low we go tonight. 57 was a high today, 40 the low. That's pretty much on par for this time of year. Tonight we should be a degree or two warmer in most cases under a thickening cloudy sky. So those clouds keep coming at us overnight. They're not rain-producing clouds tonight. There's some tropical moisture left over along the Gulf of Mexico working north. It's getting picked up by this weather system that's coming out of the Rockies and heading towards us. So as we go through tomorrow, the chances for rain will increase, particularly afternoon until about midnight. Not everybody's going to get a lot of rain, but be prepared for a bit slower traffic during the evening rush hour. You see the large shield of that tropical rain. It's off to our south and east. Now, this is around 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So closer to the Ohio and the Wabash rivers. Back to our west is actually where the front is, and as it starts to approach towards the evening hours, we'll see a bit of an uptick in St. Louis on our shower chances. That'll carry us into the evening. Then the front scoots through late tomorrow evening. We'll still have some patches of drizzle, we think, early on Thursday morning, especially north and east of St. Louis. And then we're just going to try to get the clouds out of here. That's going to be a process as we go through the day on Thursday. Your more substantial rain stays to the east and southeast of us. Metro area, you're looking at generally a tenth to about a quarter of an inch of rain tomorrow. So showers will be developing tomorrow. Upper 50s for highs. Upper 50s again on Thursday. We start with the clouds. Then we get some sunshine late in the day as we clear out. Look at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going back into the mid-60s here. And as we track into the weekend, most of it's dry. As we head into Sunday night into Monday, looks like a pretty good weather system is going to be trying to approach us from the west. That will increase our rain chances as we head into early next week. We'll also be looking at temperatures that are going to be quite mild, at least to start next week. We're still above average. That will continue until Tuesday, and then after that, we will see some adjustments here. It looks like high temperatures by the end of next week will be struggling to get out of the 40s, something we really haven't had to deal with so far this year.
We have not.
And we're getting closer to Thanksgiving, so it starts to make a little sense.
Yes.
All right. Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Mike, we have a boxer in the area trying to win a title, a golf instructor who did win a title, and the Blues were simply looking to win a Tuesday night tilt against the Bruins.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
This game against the Bruins was supposed to be a statement game for the Blues after the Saturday night embarrassment. The statement was this hockey team could be in real trouble. They need to tread water until Thomas and Broberg return. I just hope they're not drowning first. A sold-out crowd on a Tuesday night, and the Blues always honor the veterans. 2 droughts end on this moment. 0 for 21 on the power play at home. Braden Shen not scoring for 13 games, and it's 1-0 note in the second. Same period, another power play, good puck movement. Oscar Sundqvist with the goal, and it's 2-0 note. The Blues collapsed again in the third. David Pastrnak had the game winner with just under 2 minutes to play. It trickled past Jordan Binnington. Bruins win 3-2. The only people more concerned than Brady Cook's parents about if he plays are the bookies. Right now, South Carolina is a 13.5-point favorite over Mizzou. And despite a very effective fourth quarter for quarterback Drew Pine, the spread would likely go down if Brady plays. Coach is being coy.
Are you trying to inadvertently ask me an injury question? I'm just kidding. Yeah, we have a lot of confidence in Drew, and whoever gives us the best opportunity to win is who we're going to play. And yeah, we won't know anything on Brady till later in the week.
Duke at Kentucky. I want you to see the most talked about amateur basketball player in the world. He's 17 and he's 6'9". His name is Cooper Flagg. He will unequivocally be the first pick in the draft. And tonight, the Duke freshman has 26 points. The game is tied in the final minute. We head to Meadowbrook Country Club, where today Janine Murphy was giving an on-course lesson to pro golfer Chris Nagel, who's played in 3 U.S. Opens. Janine has just been named Global Teacher of the Year. She is the first St. Louis teacher to win this national award.
It's a big achievement for me. It just shows how much I care for my players, not just the individual, but doing group programming from a junior to an adult, any skill level. I work with people who have never held a club to players who are playing competitive golf.
Our town has a rich boxing heritage, and there's a young man in the area who wants to continue it. To paraphrase a line from On the Waterfront, Brandon Martin could be a contender. When the gloves are tied, he's ready to go to work. This is 38-year-old Brandon Martin. 6'4", 200 pounds, and he has a dream.
I think about being a cruiserweight champion of the world pretty much every night I go to sleep.
Brandon is 9-1 with 7 knockouts, including this one a few months ago. Brandon got a late start in boxing, but he doesn't think that's a negative.
I think it's actually a privilege that I started later because my body hasn't took any damage. And with the fighting style that I have, I don't take too many hits.
You would think in his full-time job as a St. Louis City police officer in the 6th District, he would take some hits. Nope.
I'm more of a mediator, more of a peace officer than an actual physical first officer.
You've never had to use physical force?
Never had to use physical force.
How do you think it would go for somebody if you had to use it?
It wouldn't go too well.
But his boxing career is going well, and he has the right approach.
When I box because of the love of the sport. I don't box for the money.
Yes, Brandon Martin is living the dream in the ring.
When I was a kid in elementary school, I can remember my teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I told him a professional athlete, I told him a police officer, and I told him a fireman. I became 2 of the 3.
Can't be a fireman, huh?
Nah.
Not yet, anyway.
No, not yet. He'll be in action November 23rd at the Casaloma Room. He really has a chance to be a champion one day.
All right, Frank, thanks.
Well, from dinner time to showtime, the neighborhood deli getting a taste of the spotlight.
A local deli on the Hill is stepping into the spotlight tonight.
The film crew started shooting a new reality TV show in the South St. Louis neighborhood. Spaghetti Wars is a new food competition show filming at John Viviano and Sons Grocers. The show's creator grew up on the Hill, and the director moved to Southampton nearly 20 years ago. They were able to bring Spaghetti Wars home thanks to Missouri's recent tax credit for film productions.
We love the Hill. We eat here, we shop here, we do all those kind of things. And so to be able to film here is a huge, huge bonus. And it's a love letter, really.
Crews will be filming outside John Viviano and Sons until Saturday.
And Scott has one final check of the weather with some rain on the way.
Yeah, if you're going out tomorrow during the afternoon hours, maybe you run into the grocery store to get a little pasta and a little sauce, a little marinara there, Frank. We're talking afternoon showers. Best chance is really after lunchtime. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s. It'll stay mild right into the upcoming weekend.
Frank makes his own sauce. He doesn't buy it at the grocery.
Of course.
Yeah.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+.
Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.